I am Tovin de Cannith. If you know me at all, then you will understand that I merely intend to help the Warforged, nothing more. Please leave my workshop now. My poor guards. How you are quick to kill the ones I've saved from their misery. No doubt your minds have been put. Doubtless Channa told you that I am hurting the Warforged. Well, that is not true. I am merely Have you encountered the Lord of Blades? The Lord of Blades claims that the Warforged are superior. However, I have discovered a way to fix the Warforged. A dim image of Tovin stands in the middle of this room, surrounded by motionless constructs, an odd-looking Warforged. He beckons you to approach.
What? What happened? I got extra HP.
Where's what?
I must refuse.
What?
I can't give up just when the need for my work is great.
Extra HP.
The Cannith leadership will come to its senses after I have adjusted the Warforge.
I gave you.
How?
Well, I can see the Odie buff.
Are you a magician? How did you do it?
Magicianing.
Magicianing. best
This key is surprisingly complex in design. It must open something important.
Look at me, I'm magicianing.
Aren't you paladin then?
Paladins can magician.
I guess.
You using the mage tree? Huh?
Magician. The what?
Do you mean mages have the eclipse?
Yeah. Does that make you a magician?
It makes you a magus.
A magus? You know that magus is actually a title in Sanskrit.
Cool.
Yeah, it means that you're wise. I guess that's where mage came from, right? The idea of mage, someone wise. They're supposed to be smart if you know spells. Well, here's the thing. The notion of sky for the ancients is not the same notion that we modern people with science have of sky.
No.
We say sky up, but when they said the word sky, they could mean heaven, as in the ethereal place. So who knows?
Oh, this was hurtier than I thought. I need to run away now. Oh,
Yes,
You
please.
have destroyed Tovin's
Okay.
device for cleansing the souls
Flee.
of the Warforged.
Did you meow?
Well, I didn't want to meow over you when you were saying such interesting things, so I meowed really quietly.
You know, most of the things I say are crazy, stupid, or both.
I thought you were
They're
gonna
not
say
mutually
everything is interesting.
they're not mutually exclusive, but No, I don't hold myself to such a high esteem. Don't worry. I take him to the present.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Yes, I have made a squad.
Again with this freaking string. So weird. They remind me of the old game from PlayStation 2. What was it? Damn it, I forgot the name. You know? Ultimate Alliance. It's a Marvel game, and Spider-Man had a skill that he'd do that to his opponents. Just put him up in string on the web.
Spider Akiram.
What? Spider, you would probably crossbreed and knocked up somehow. Hey, by the way, did you see that Dr. Ock?
To debate my plans.
He made a suit for himself that looks like Spider-Man. So it's like he is the crossbreed of an octopus and
Attack them.
a spider.
Well,
Glad you mentioned.
not exactly.
Oh, it's a crossbreed of Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man. And he did that because there was some time where he took over the mind of Spider-Man. So it was Dr. Octopus living in Spider-Man's body. And he had a girlfriend when he was in Spider-Man's body. That was a midget girl. Somehow he was obsessed.
Did she know that he was stealing another person's body?
No, she thought he was actually Peter Parker.
Ew.
And then when Peter got his body back, he explained to her, look, it wasn't me, it was Dr. Octopus living in my body. So it's like, what the hell?
Did she take that as an elaborate breakup scheme?
No, he actually had proof.
I can see that I will have to try.
And she was a scientist, so she wasn't dumb.
And the heavy golems.
She-
While you're busy with those,
that was
I
great.
will prepare my next little
How to break up with a girl? Let's pretend that it was someone else in my body. That's no longer the case.
I'm sure someone has used that line.
Oh, sure. Definitely. No doubt. There's no way that wasn't the case. You know, there was a book in 1998 that was published in Britain called "How to Break Up with a Girl." Like 200 pages of just saying how to make excuses to break up with a woman.
Okay.
I'm sure that one was there somewhere. It has to be. And Mayday just attacking the air. Yeah, I just passed by you and you were like swinging over here.
Yeah, I really. I'm a little bit tired, so I closed my eyes for a sec. Didn't even bring a ring.
Behold, the purest canid crystals ever created. There's an arcane power source they have. Let me show you some of that power right now.
Cozy Boost is dying.
Oh, it's extra speed ended.
Mayday's dead. Poor Mayday. That electric bill.
Yeah.
Well, Taz is she's European, so
Concentrates and begins to weave a new arcane pattern.
They did
You've got
say
to do
that
something about
they're
those power
expecting.
crystals.
Well, I haven't listened to the latest news, but they did say some weeks back that people are expecting electric prices to go up by 500%. So people who are
Your
living
muscles
like
spasm
in a
as
house
the floor
outside
below you
the
starts to
city
crackle.
might
it's
not be able
ridiculous.
to pay for their heating.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. Come on. Why is it so hard to build a freaking nuclear power plant?
Wasn't Germany like closing those down lately?
Yeah, and stupidly, because that just means that the prices will keep going up. I mean, nuclear is the cheapest form of producing electricity by a really large margin.
I mean, the technology has improved a lot, right? It isn't
Yeah,
a lot of it like fear at
the
this point.
dangers of nuclear is the uranium, because uranium radioactive material stays radioactive for 10,000 years. And once you turn on a uranium power plant, you cannot turn it off,
A pattern of flashing
because the
lights
reaction will keep
appears
going
on the
until
top.
the entire
What could it
uranium
be?
is depleted. No, I was going to reach that point. Thorium reactors are different because thorium is not naturally radioactive. It's induced radioactive, which means you can turn it off, right? During an emergency or a disaster, you can actually turn it off. Uranium, you can't. That's why those disasters happen. And the reason why people build uranium instead of thorium is because one of the byproducts of uranium is plutonium. And plutonium is weaponizable to make nuclear weapons. That's the only reason they used uranium instead of thorium. Because they wanted the weapon, not the energy.
Orbs. Yeah.
Sure, depleted uranium weapons, but they only figured that out later. They're like, well, we have all this depleted uranium. What are we gonna do about it? Hey, let's put it on a projectile and see what happens. But yeah. And by the way, thorium radioactive waste only stays radioactive for 500 years instead of 10,000. So there. Meanwhile, solar is not clean for the environment at all because solar panels, the solar cells, they only function for 25 years max, and then you have to replace them. So you have a huge amount of solar cells.
That
and
managed
every
to
20
disable all of them before he spawned. There's one here that's still active.
No, there's a time for them to come.
She was talking about the cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're gonna spawn even if you don't disable. If you take too long.
That's what I meant. Did we? Whatever.
I think so. I don't see any cannons
No,
active.
it's okay. It's okay now. The one in center wasn't. Oh.
I was not paying enough attention to where the Green Titan was going. I was trying to heal Mayday.
No.
You got blended. And now you got two. Ow.
Thank you. I don't know, but
Can't you just use lay on hands to heal yourself?
that's what I'm in cap. Help with the purple titan, it keeps spinning around. It's very hard to melee him.
Blame Ozzy.
Oh. So if you use lay on hands on yourself, do you need to hug yourself, or does the hands being part of your body count as sufficient?
Well, on the tabletop game, you cannot use on yourself. You can only use on others. So, no. And does it heal more if you touch certain areas? I think so. You have to touch the wound.
It's closely getting to the fanfic side of D&D.
But yeah. Everybody died. The end.
The end.
Arguably the best SpongeBob joke ever made in the history of cartoons. Seriously.
Okay.
Wow,
I'm
it has
gonna
you laughing so hard you can't even finish telling it.
Like the joke from Monty Python? The killing joke? Anyone who sees the joke will laugh so hard they die. It's lethal. Yeah, the world's funniest joke. And then they translated it to German and started to spell it during World War II to kill the Germans. And during the translation, every person could only read one word and translate it one at a time because one person accidentally saw two words of the joke and they went into coma for 6 months.
I think it was in reference because you have a mic cut out just as we were telling about it, so it was like, must be so good that we couldn't hear it.
We have 2 dead Pallies.
Also, you can range the purple, as long as
I
you don't
cannot.
pull his aggro.
Yeah, the other one is low already. Oh no, he's not. Still full map. I suspect that the killing joke was the joke from SpongeBob. Maybe
Okay,
it was.
what's the joke?
Really, I got you curious about that.
Yes.
Oh, it's the story of the ugly barnacle. No, it's the story of the ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
Meh.
It's so much hype. I was hoping it to be much better.
I hate having no good time in this. He hits me in the face, I go in cap, and then heal me, and I go in cap. And then I'm in cap again.
No, that's because you're too close. You don't have to actually be that close. See, from this distance, like I'm hitting it.
Okay, we're even Steven.
Is Titan 2 ready? 3 is 2%.
Do we have range DPS alive?
My
We have
Titan!
Psychen,
You mongrel brutes!
and we have this.
Cannot
Mongrel brutes!
my masterpieces! I must do something!
Behold the power of my Sunblast.
Tovin begins to channel energy into both Titans at once, putting him under incredible strain. His personal shield suddenly winks out. The Master Artificer is now vulnerable to a direct attack.
Kill him with keys to resist.
Fools! Do you understand what you've done? Do
Fools!
you want the Lord of Blades to slaughter the city? By capturing Tovin, you have saved the Warforged from his mad plan to cleanse their
That's it.
souls.
This is our third raid, and
Grateful
Good job.
to have managed to protect
Taz is
House
already
Cannon's
sleepy.
reputation.